Good morning, interwebers. I would like to start off by apologizing for my dog's ass being in this video. Um, and then I would like to apologize for not uploading any videos in the last week or so. I just felt like I didn't have anything to actually talk about, which sort of defeats the purpose of having these videos, since I just talk about whatever I want. Demonetized right there. Not that I'm monetized whatsoever. By the way, I do actually own more than one hat. The hat was actually for the sun, but since, as you can see, I actually moved location. I don't need my hat. Yes, I've been forced by the sun to move location because you can't actually see my face there, where I usually am. So I'm just sort of adjacent, facing the other way, neighbor's house. Lovely bit of sun glare coming out there. See there, my hand's just gone. Anyways, yeah. So how have you guys been? I've been having a really non-eventful week whatsoever. I mean, I did my first park run in about a month again on Saturday past. Today is Monday, by the way, for me. But yeah, I have another video, by the way, that isn't uploaded yet, because I'm still deciding if I want to upload it. I have to go through it to decide if, because, I don't know, just felt like I was just spewing nonsense the whole time. But hey, that's me. I do that on a regular daily basis, actually. I quite enjoy spewing nonsense. Yeah, there you see my dog. No, he doesn't have fleas. We got him fixed. Yeah. Sorry, that's. You can't see what's happening. Unfortunately, I can. Let me just find something that will attract his attention more than I will. Because apparently I can't pause this video. What is this Simba? Okay, hopefully that'll keep him busy for a few seconds. Nope, he's back. Sort of. Yeah, we got our dog fixed. And he had two little extra toes. Well, it was just skin and a nail on each of his two back paws, and we also got that removed. So the cone is there to stop him from pulling out the stitches. But yeah, otherwise he's doing fine. We hoped he would calm down a bit, because dogs usually calm down quite a lot when you get them fixed. Apparently not, though. Let's see if I can make this shot. Trying to not get any ash in my coffee. Nope, that was completely missed, and I almost got ash in my coffee. Yes, like, I can't unfortunately really put my coffee in any type of view that you guys can see because of where my laptop is currently set up. But yeah, so I've been spewing absolute nonsense for the last 5 minutes. 4 minutes, sorry. So yeah, what I actually want to talk to you guys about today is, well, the music industry. Sorry, my dog is actually so distracting. But yeah, the music industry, especially in South Africa. I recently, yeah, the inspiration for this video, I always try and put a bit of why I'm doing every video, and I'm gonna move this bit down, and then you can see the nice little pile of bricks that are there thanks to my dog. That was a nice little stack of bricks, which he then decided to make a pile I've restacked it a few times. It doesn't really help. It just always goes back to being a pile, because apparently bricks are insanely interesting to him. And this is why I'm gonna move my laptop back. Whoa. Unfortunately, then you can also see our drop a bar, and then move this down, and now I have a random sun glare thing happening over here. There's nothing I can do. Alright, there we go. Oh, no. There we go. That's sort of gone. What? Oh. How's that in front of my... Oh, because the sun is there. Ah! That is super distracting. It looks cool though, it's like a beam of light. I have no idea how to fix that though. All I can think about is tilting and then moving myself into, and then you can see my coffee. Yay! Okay, cool. So yeah, the inspiration for this video, or I'm not, yeah, I try to explain to you guys why I make every video that I do. I won't always say exactly why I do any of my videos. Sorry, this is just my jacket. Why I do every single video, but sometimes there will be clear and definite reasons as to why I'm doing a specific video. This one, I recently saw a video where the captain, Lee Anderton of Andertons, had an interview with Dan Patlansky, who is a South African blues rock guitarist, brilliant musician, honestly. Funny story actually, when I first, I digress, but it's fine. When I first heard of Dan Patlansky, I always thought he's more like, hopefully you guys also know him, but Matthew Mole or Jeremy Loops, that type of vibe, because it's that type of name. It's just a single artist name with a band or whatever. And even though Dan Patlansky does, and now I have a beam of light again. Dan Patlansky is sort of, the band is centered around him, but it's not just him. He does vocals as well, but he does actually have a band, as far as I know. But yeah, when I first heard of him, I thought it was like this indie falsetto type of generic pseudo pop vibes. With that I mean people that actually play guitar, but it's essentially pop music. Sort of same thing that Passenger started back in. Passenger did it for a long time before he actually got famous for doing it, but yeah, it's very similar to Passenger. It's just falsetto the whole time with a bit of guitar chilled in there. Like, honestly, yes, Jeremy Loops, Matthew Mole, they're great guitarists, just not my personal cup of tea. As I think I've said to you guys before, I'm much more of a rock and metal person. Okay. And I have a beam of light in the middle of my face. And this is why I don't like doing it here, because there's trees and trees shit up. Thank you. So every now and then I'm just gonna apparently move my laptop to avoid beams of light being on my face. Sorry, my back itched. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so I thought he's like Matthew Mole, Passenger, Dan Patlansky, although I do enjoy Passenger. It makes no sense as to why, but it also makes no sense as to why I enjoy Halsey, so yeah. There's a beam of light again. but it's not bad yet, so it's fine. Um, but yeah, so I worked at Spark Acoustics. It's not really a music festival. It's like a mini music festival. It's usually held. Well, it used to be always held on the last Sunday of the month. At the Voortrekker Monument. Um, but these days it's a bit more, maybe the second to last Tuesday or the first second to last Sunday of the month, or the first Sunday of the month, or whatever. Um, I don't really get why they changed it. It might be because there's a lot of other events also happening there. Um, but yeah. So I worked there, and Stan Patlansky was the headline. He was the big act that was supposed to come on, and with me, because I worked at the ticket sales, you all saw that, right? It's not just me that thinks my dog is crazy. But okay. Um, you guys did not see that. Just realized you can't see the pavement next to me. But yeah, so I thought he was like this indie pop artist, which, well, he definitely is not. But when working at the ticket sales, you almost always luckily get to see the headlining act, which is great for a few times when I've been able to see Aching or Polisikar or was I want to say Dave Matthews, but I've never seen Dave Matthews. Um, come on, there's been a lot of good people that I've seen, but I can't think of any currently. Jack Barrow, by the way. Missed Goose Base though, so that was a bit sad. But it's fine. Um, but yeah, so got the opportunity, went up because the ticket sales are down, and then you sort of climb a mountain to get to the stage area. Um, quite a hike, but it's fine. Um, yeah, met up with my cousin because he's cousin. Um, so I've always found the whole naming system for English relatives very confusing. But if I'm right, he's my cousin because he's my mom's sister's son. I think that's cousin. Nephew is when he's my mom's sister's son's child, I think. Um, but anyways, went up there. Mind was absolutely blown. Um, like it opened a whole new band to me, which I love because, especially in South Africa, you relatively quickly run out of good bands, and that's what I want to talk about. Why, when we have such an not specifically a rich music history, but music has always been a part of all the culture, all the different cultures in South Africa. I mean, it's not just the no. I have no idea how to say that in a way that is technically PC. Um, but yeah, so it's really, music has a deep connection to almost everyone in South Africa, um, and that's a big question. Like, I mean, Lee Anderton in the video with Batlansky also asked him, like, why are there so little bands that they see from South Africa? I mean, we have great bands. The problem is they never get past, or well, sometimes they do. I mean, just take, well, Dan Patlansky, see the Shut Up It's Sunday has toured the US, Made for Broadway has toured the US. Um, Shut Up It's Sunday and Made for Broadway are bands relatively close to my heart because I've partied with them, I've drank with them, I've been to Oppie with them. Oppie Koppie, by the way, South Africa's biggest, well, east sort of biggest music festival. Lush is sort of taking over now because Oppie has had a few problems in the recent years. Um, but not the point. So why, when we have very, very talented musicians, like really we have mind-bogglingly good musicians in South Africa, um, and a lot of them, like really, really, really a lot of them. And I'm not talking about your general Afrikaans groot, hy's gonna go spell, type vibes. I'm not talking about the pop artists. Like, I'm not a fan of soca music. Um, yes, some of them are very talented, but in my personal opinion, more than half of them, meh. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's not my cup of tea, so obviously I have a predisposition against them. Um, but I always enjoy good music. If it's good, it's good. There's nothing you can do about it. If it's not in your genre, so what? It's still good music. Um, but yeah, and the thing is, I think the reason for that is there's no real. It's a very theoretically simple process to get into, um, to professionally get into the music industry. I mean, you can be in the music industry without actually making money, but you can be registered as a professional musician in the music industry in South Africa without anyone knowing who you are. Um, I know that sounds weird, but it is very possible. You just have to sort of register with. Oh, I can't even remember the institute's names and everything. But there's no one has really come out and just given a clear-cut plan on what you actually need to do, like to get royalties or to get your songs published, without going through a record label. I mean, I've seen a lot of US videos, and that's stuff that me and my band, because we want to stay independent for as long as physically possible. Um, um, but yeah, there's no real stuff like that in South Africa helping us. I've seen a lot of videos from the US, from the UK, even from China, where people use stuff like DistroKid or what there's this new, I think it's Trainer or something, but I'm not really sure if I trust it. It's a ooh, that's my band. Um, it's an app on your phone and stuff. I don't really enjoy that, but like stuff like DistroKid and the other one whose name I can't remember and stuff like that, where you can independently release your music onto Spotify, Apple Music. Apparently that thing that I think Drake owns or Kanye owns. I have no idea, but that thing. Deezer, Jukes, all of that. You can independently release your music on that. Yes, there's obviously still costs involved. There will always be costs involved with releasing any type of music anywhere. Um, but that's just for digital download, obviously. Um, I mean, any physical copies or any physical things you want to sell will still come down to you having to put in the money to print CDs, to write CDs, to print covers, to, well, buy CDs, buy CD covers, print them, assemble them, get them out there. Go to your local music store and, like, listen, can I give you 100 copies to sell, and you give me, I want $100 per CD, because that's what it more or less cost me to make them, plus a slight bit of profit. You can put the price, I don't know, 150 or something, and then they make profit if you sell, you make profit if you sell, all good. Apparently there's a lot of music stores that will actually do that for independent artists, but you need to be able to take 100 CDs to them, and put your CDs on the rack and give them a clear-cut explanation of what type of music you do. Because I've actually had this with my one friend. He went to a relatively, it used to be a relatively small CD shop. He took his own albums. He gave them, I think, about 50 of them. They said it's a bit, it's less than they would actually want. And my screen went dead for no apparent reason. Where's my cursor? Okay, my cursor is missing. Completely and utterly missing. Let's just get it onto something that let's just keep it there then, apparently. Doesn't help, now I can't see how long my video is going. Awesome. Wait, it's already 20 minutes, okay cool. So I'm gonna stop it in hopefully less than 15 minutes. Because then it's on the hour and that's easy, I can see the time at least. Can't see my video runtime. But yeah, and he said no, I think it was techno rock or something. And it really sort of wasn't. It's more what would now be called mumble rap, which I still don't get because people don't actually mumble on the rap albums. They just rap relatively fast, which makes no sense. But hey, and yeah, they gave him all of his CDs back. They refused to sell it to him, and he lost quite a bit of money because he failed to accurately represent his product or tell them what it is, or market his product or whatever you want to call it. So yes, there are shops that are willing to do that. Not all of them. The biggest shops, they do have to go through a certain amount of systems to do that. Like I think Musica is probably the biggest music store in South Africa for music distribution, not like instruments and stuff like that. But like they probably have a set list like that they get from head office. Like, listen, this is all you're allowed to sell. You're not allowed to take anything else in. Do not take anything else in, because there's a lot of legal implications. If they sell something and under a name that is copyrighted by someone else, because people don't always check that their name isn't the same as someone else who is already in the industry, and that obviously there's a lot of legal implications for that because they can get sued for that. And you can just go, well, sorry, I didn't know, I'm independent, I'm not copyrighted or anything like that. But yeah, there's, to get back to the original point, there's no one has come out and actually said, like, listen, this is your steps. If you have music, this is your steps that you need to do to start getting royalties, to start getting money for your music. Some of my friends, well, two of my bandmates, they studied at COPA, which is the Campus of Performing Arts, I think is the acronym is for. And there they learned a bit about it. You need to register with the South African Music Distribution something, I can't remember what the whole name is, but yeah, you have to register through them, but there's also a few other things you need to do. There's no one that just comes out and gives you an online guide as to how do you get your band name copyrighted, how do you get or how do you get your band logo trademarked, how to do any of that. There's no one that has physically come out and said, listen, this is your go-to guide. Because like I said, you don't need to be signed or even famous to be able to make royalties off your money in South Africa. I'm not sure how it works overseas and so on, but you can have 20 songs on Apple Music and make no money off of it because you're not registered, because you're physically apparently not allowed to take any royalties from music that is not registered at the musical thing of South Africa. And that is a problem. I can only imagine that there's a lot of people that have already lost a lot of money or lost their copyrights, or lost any form of possible copyrights for the future on songs because they released it without being registered. which means that they can't get money from it. And I might be wrong in this aspect. I've not researched it really enough to be able to give you a clear guide. I'm going to try and do that for you. I mean, I am by no means a successful musician. I don't think really there ever exists something as a musician who isn't struggling. Because I feel like if you're a musician and you aren't struggling, then what are you going to write about? What are your lyrics going to be? I mean, yes, you get a guitarist and drummer and everything, but there's still feeling that goes into those instruments. So you need to actually still have, not necessarily like a bad struggle or something, it's just something that you're struggling with. Everyone has problems. Use those problems in your music. That's a lot of I want to say, well, success. I feel you can be successful and struggling all at the same time, by the way, because everyone has their demons. But yeah, like, I'm gonna try and be that guy that researches everything. I have quite a lot of time now. It's Christmas is Friday, I think. Look, no, Christmas is apparently next week Tuesday. But so I'm not working currently. I'm not studying currently. I have a shitload of free time. So I will try my best to actually research that and do everything and give you that clear-cut guide for any of you actually watching. I haven't promoted this anywhere yet, so I doubt this at this current moment. Hopefully by the time any of you watch this, if you watch my videos in order, it will have been a bit promoted. I just feel I need a bit more content before I can really start promoting my content. And obviously, I'm always scared that promoting your content and then just nobody goes to watch it, or people go watch it and they don't like it. It's always that bit of a struggle. But yeah. So if any of you guys, if any of the watchers or anything of the if any of you guys actually have registered and know what to do and everything, please give us, just write up a small document or something, post it as a PDF on some or other Google Drive or some shit, and link it in the comment section, because I feel like that's a problem that a lot of people have, especially in South Africa, is they don't know how to break into the industry, like without doing stuff like The Voice or Idols or I'm not even sure if South Africa has an X Factor, or SA's Got Talent or anything like that. No one tells you how to actually get recognized. I mean, like, especially for rock people, like, record labels don't go to seedy little bars in Hatfield. They go to the upper class bars in Johannesburg and stuff like that. Upper class clubs. That's what I see. I mean, there's always someone who knows someone who knows someone who's in the industry or whatever. But yeah, a music producer, yes, they will sometimes, if they actually have a passion and they know about it because they've been there or they've performed there. Yes, maybe they will go there, but there's a lot of bad bands in South Africa, but there's also a ton of good ones. And I feel like they don't get the exposure that they deserve or need. Because like Dan actually also said on the interview on Anderton's TV, is like more, I mean, even a hugely successful band locally, it's Straatligkinders. and they've recently started making new music, and I'm going over the time that I wanted to, but well, not yet, but I am still. It's a bit longer than I would have liked. Um, but I mean, they still have day jobs. I mean, they're a band that almost every single Afrikaans person, especially in my generation, knows by name, and they probably know quite a few songs from them by heart. And they still need to have day jobs because they're not making enough money in the music industry in South Africa. I mean, we do have a few breakout bands that have done very, very well for themselves. Cedar, for one, the lead singer, and as far as I know, the bassist or the lead guitarist, or it's a previous bassist or a previous bassist or lead guitarist, are both South African. The lead singer, as far as I know, actually grew up about 3-4 k's from my house. As far as I know, though, I might be wrong. You know, Wikipedia always has problems. But yeah, and then Polytones, I know they've toured, I think, all of Europe. They've toured the US a few times. They stayed there for about 2 years because they just had so many gigs that side that it just made more sense to stay there. They've toured South America, as far as I know. They've toured Asia. And then Prime Circle has also done very well for themselves. They've also toured US, Europe. I mean, the US and Europe, that's sort of where you want to go if you're in any country and you want to make money or you want to get big or whatever. You want to tour the US and you want to tour Europe. It's just how it works. Those are the biggest industries in the world at this point in time. With the most people watching and the most potential for making money, the most potential for getting recognized, for getting a fan base and so on. But unfortunately, especially for South Africans, you need quite a big fan base to be able to get there in the first place. Yeah, and apparently Dave Matthews Band has also been doing quite well for themselves. I am not. It's not that I'm not a fan. I just don't know their music. I'm working on it. I do have quite a lot of I want to say classic metal to catch up on. Stuff like Metallica, which I'm not a big fan of thrash. So yeah. Anyways, I digress. So yeah, if any of you guys have a relative guide as to what to do in the music in South Africa to get registered, do everything that you need to do, get everything in line for when you get fans that you actually can get money off of it, please put it in the comment section below. Please, please, please. You'll be helping out, well, me, and hopefully if this video gets a lot of views, you'll be helping out a lot of other people. I mean, every single musician always wants more musicians to succeed. It's how it's supposed to be, because as a musician you have a love for music. That's why you're doing it, and the more music there is, the bigger the chance for having great music. So yeah, that has been me today. Bearclaw. I actually never introduced myself in the start of the video. But yeah, so that has been me, Bearclaw. Thank you for watching. If you feel like it, please like, comment and subscribe. Any suggestions whatsoever, put it in the description box below. Hey. Put it in the comment section below. And yeah, any tips whatsoever, except for filming in a place that doesn't randomly put rays of sunlight in my face, or shortening my videos. Just put it down there. Anything that I can do to make these better, I'm definitely keen. This is something that for some reason I never wanted to do, but it turns out I actually quite enjoy. So yeah, and then, well, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So, yeah, I've been Bearclaw, you have been the interwebs, and this has been my morning coffee.